So I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with this, but I feel like I'm a person that's lived many, many lives. And one of those lives is I grew up in the middle of nowhere with a barn. I went to a horse camp in the summer. I was even that girl that had horse wallpaper in her bedroom, as embarrassing as it is to admit. So horseshoes are something that are very near and dear to my heart as one of the lives I have lived. And today I'm making a little luck prosperity charm for myself, so I thought I would bring you along and just kind of show you what I'm doing. This is a spell that you can do to enhance the prosperity and just good luck in general around any area of your life. You really can customize this to whatever intention statement that you want to expand, to have more opportunities around, to just be really, really lucky with. So a horseshoe symbolizes good luck in many different cultures. And the way I've always known it is that you want to have the horseshoe upright. Imagine this like a pot of gold. You want the pot to be able to catch all the prosperity, the luck, the abundance into the pot. If it's facing down, I haven't consecrated this particular horseshoe yet, so it's okay for me to show you this afterwards. I will not be turning it upside down. But if you envision this still as a pot, everything is going to fall out of the pot and it's going to be completely empty in terms of the abundance, prosperity, and good luck. So you always want the pot facing up so it can catch all of that good stuff for you. So you can simply take a horseshoe, consecrate it for a specific purpose by, passing it through smoke or through all the elements, or taking a little bit of some sort of magical oil and anointing it with a little incantation. You can hang it above your door to bring in luck. You can put it pretty much anywhere to symbolize that abundance. But there is a particular intention that I have in mind for myself. I really want some good luck and prosperity around academics for myself, as well as my future career as a writer and so many other things. So the first thing that you want to do is to identify your intention statement. I encourage you to craft a sentence that is somewhere between 5 to 7 words. Try to make it really short, to the point, but that packs a punch and is in alignment with what you want to happen. These intention phrases can be something like, I get this job, or whatever the job happens to be for you, or I get an A in my next class. Or you could be really generalized and say, new opportunities open for me, or I am in the right place at the right time. That one is a little bit longer than 5 to 7 words, I think. You can also just do a general phrase of I am lucky and attach that to your horseshoe. So what you're gonna do is take a piece of paper, write down your intention statement, and you could even utilize sigil magic here as well and turn your intention statement into a sigil. I'm not gonna do that today because I just want it to be short and sweet. And another thing I wanted to mention too, a very similar ritual like this can be found in the Beginner Witch's Handbook. This is by Leah Middleton, the Redheaded Witch on YouTube. I love her. I've had her on this channel to talk about this book. It's such a good beginner guide for witches. And she has a very similar ritual in here, so I just want to point that out. This is a ritual that I have done many times for myself before reading this book, and then I read her book and realized that she does something very similar. So I just want to be clear that this ritual is not something that I just created myself. Many, many people do this kind of a ritual. But after putting your intention statement together, what you are going to do is turn it clockwise, and then you are going to sign your name 3 times across the piece of paper, across where you've either put a sigil or a sentence, 5 to 7 words. Again, there's no hard rules when it comes to this. You just want to write an intention statement that is short, sweet, to the point, but also packs a punch and identifies exactly what you want. Next, you are going to take some sort of anointing oil. So if you don't have anything except for olive oil works just fine here. I happen to be using an enhance oil and a focus oil because it pertains to my particular intention statement, which I don't want to share the exact statement on camera because it's very personal to me and my academic goals. But you can get magical oils like this. I have a whole video on magical oils. You can create them yourself. You can purchase them at any metaphysical shop, but find some sort of oil that has been consecrated with the intention in mind. You might want to just get a generic road opener oil. Lemongrass is always a great herb to use. So if you're sitting down to make your own oils, take some olive oil and then infuse it with lemongrass. Whatever oil you have, you can get very specific here if you want to, or again, just use olive oil. But you're going to take some time to anoint that piece of paper in a clockwise direction. So you're going to take your finger, dip it into the oil, and moving in a clockwise fashion, you are going to anoint the piece of paper and visualize your intention intention coming to fruition. This part is really important. So if you're after a job, if you're after just being lucky in general, you know, whatever it happens to be, actually visualize that coming true and envision in your mind what it's going to feel like, what it's going to look like. Try to add as many sensory details as possible. Afterwards, you're going to take a cinnamon stick and a bay leaf. I am totally out of bay leaves today, so I'm not going to be using any bay leaves. I wish I had one, but let's just pretend I have a bay leaf in here, okay? So cinnamon stick and a bay leaf. You're going to place it inside of the piece of paper and begin rolling the piece of paper up. Some people like to roll the piece of paper towards them because that signifies this energy coming towards you. And feel free to take some time here to, again, visualize your intention coming to fruition as you roll this piece of paper towards you. And you should end up with a little rolled up piece of paper from that point. After the intention paper has been prepared, it's time to prepare the horseshoe. So you're going to want to pass it through some smoke. Feel free to burn some frankincense incense or myrrh or whatever your favorite incense is. And you really just want to focus on cleansing this item prior to adding the intention paper to it. You're cleansing it of all energies that you potentially don't want in your spell work, starting with a fresh blank slate. So take your horseshoe, pass it through the smoke and cleanse it. And then you will go through the process of adding your intention paper onto the bottom of the horseshoe. So you're going to take some twine here and you are going to wrap it around and attach the intention paper like so. And you can even work in some knot magic here as well, just being very mindful of what you're doing, visualizing your intention as you knot it to the horseshoe. I really like to breathe life into my workings. I really like to use my witch's breath to activate the working once it is completed. So after you've knotted this intention paper around the horseshoe, feel free to take a moment to breathe into it and give it your breath of life. And there you have it. Short, simple, sweet. Feel free to hang this horseshoe up anywhere that pertains to your intention, whether it's in the entryway to bring prosperity into your home, whether you're hanging it in your study to help you with academics or whatever it happens to be. After that point, let's talk about maintenance, of course. So once your intention has manifested, you would just take apart the horseshoe, cleanse it as you did in the beginning, passing it through smoke. You don't necessarily have to. I kind of view my magic like a cast iron pot. This is so strange, and I don't know if I've articulated this in a video before, but you know how a cast iron pot, you don't ever really scrub it with soap and water. You don't completely wash it out. You kind of just wipe it out and then cook your next meal, and each meal gets more flavorful because of the previous seasoning that you've done on that pan. So I view my magic very similarly. I don't necessarily fully cleanse out my horseshoe every time. I just remove the piece of paper and potentially burn it or bury it into the earth, whatever it happens to be. Or you can simply throw it into the trash bin if you really want to. At that point, the magic has already manifested, so it doesn't matter too much how you dispose of these ingredients because these ingredients aren't the magic. They're just helping to facilitate the magic, and you have already manifested what it is that you desire. So I encourage you not to get too hung up on the disposal process. Feel free to bury it, burn it, throw it away, whatever you want to, and then reuse the horseshoe. So yeah, I don't really cleanse my horseshoe too much afterwards because I'm going to use it again for prosperity towards another intention in the future. And you can just keep reusing the same horseshoe over and over like a cast iron pot. And each time it just gets seasoned with delicious flavor that then carries on to the next spell. So I love working with horseshoes for that purpose. You can continue using them and hanging them pretty much anywhere. Who doesn't need a little prosperity and good luck in their life, you know? If you really want to amplify this working, I highly recommend doing this working on a Thursday because Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. It happens to be a Thursday today for me as I'm filming this, so that works great. You can also do it during the hour of Jupiter, and if you don't know how to calculate when the hour of Jupiter is in your area, you can just go to a website called planetaryhours.net and then you plug in your time zone and it'll tell you when the hour of Jupiter is, whether it's 7 a.m., 12 p.m., 6 p.m., whatever it happens to be. There's also tons of planetary magic apps as well that you can download that will tell you when the hour of Jupiter is. So definitely recommend doing this on a Thursday and or during the hour of Jupiter. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all have the most prosperity and abundance and good luck that you deserve. See you all soon.